into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, you beautiful people. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Happy Halloween there we go.
As scary as it's going to get.
In the spirit of it. That's a treat.
I hope.
Treat.
Well, we're talking about a game called Ewan is actually reviewing Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know if that's the same song. Maybe they've upgraded it, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Super Mario, okay, it's Luigi, you know what it's going to be. Then, of course, I think a couple of years ago, Saudi Arabia might have been considered one of the most backward nations when it comes to rights. They've taken a quantum leap forward. Now they have given citizenship to a robot named Sophia.
A robot?
A robot.
Wow.
First country in the world, I have to assume.
That will open a large debate. And then, of course, it is Halloween. So we'll take a look at some of the Halloween costumes that's just got taken that next step. You do not want to miss out on some of the cool costumes out there.
Yeah, and if Halloween is all about trick or treating, then today is all about the treat when you take a look at who our guest artists are this morning. Yeah. It is Anecdote, and they're here. Fantastic, looking amazing. Great to have them back. One of my favorites for sure, of all time.
Such cool people.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I can't wait to hear them doing their a cappella thing. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, let's start off the day and take a look at those temperatures.
Thank you so much, team, and a very warm welcome from my side as well on your Feel Good Tuesday. Let's have a great one together. Let's kick it off with your weather and temperatures. Now, most parts of the country can experience a summer's day with nice and warm temperatures and overcast conditions in certain areas as well. Now, bear in mind, Cape Town can expect a very warm start to the morning. However, around 3 p.m. this afternoon, temperatures are expected to drop, bringing hopefully with it some much-needed showers. Now, Polokwane is starting off on 10 degrees minimum with a maximum 28. Mbombela 10-28 as well. Pretoria 12 grade minimum en 'n maximum van 'n warm 30. Johannesburg 12-28. Mahikeng 16-31. Klerksdorp ook 16-31. Kimberley begin op 18, dit styg na 33 grade. Bloemfontein 14-32. Richards Bay 18 en 'n maximum van 30. Pietermaritzburg 15-32. Durban starting off on 19 with a maximum 27. Tata 15 and very hot 36 degrees later on today. East London 22-32. Cradock 17 and also Scorcher 36 degrees maximum. Port Elizabeth 19-29. George 17-32 with a couple of thunder showers expected. Sutherland also some thunder showers 13-29 and some thunder showers for Cape Town expected later on today. Starting off on 15 with a maximum 27 degrees. Worcester 15 and very hot 36 degrees. Springbok 16-31 and Uppington starting off on 20 minimum with a maximum of also very hot 35 degrees. Definitely a hot day all across South Africa expected. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures throughout the course of your morning. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Oh, thank you, Ewan. Well, before we get into your traffic, the Energy Department has announced that the price of petrol is set to increase by only 4 cents a litre. Diesel, however, is set to rise between 23 and 27 cents a litre. And this is due to the weakening rand against the dollar and will be effective from midnight tonight. Now, looking at those roads, starting off in Gauteng and Devland. Now, there's some congestion on the N1 northbound between the Golden Highway and the N12 interchange. And moving to Athlone, where on the N2, there's been an accident just after Jakes Gerwel Drive, so you can expect delays on that route this morning. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, it's all about geography today, as learners will be writing paper 1 on theory as well as paper 2 on map work, and that's why we're going to social media this morning. And we want to know from you, do you have any advice or tips to share for those of us, of course, who have done geography before? Zandi says, just read the question until you understand it, but I know that they're going to nail it. My little brother is in matric, so good luck to everyone. Indeed, good luck to everyone. Garth Lefleur says, just look nice when doing the paperwork section, but I know you guys will nail the paper. Good luck. And Soleni says, don't answer until you understand the question, and wishing everyone well. Noel says, grab marks on case studies, work hard on long questions. And then Kadani says, you must know how to fit an orthophoto map into a topographical map. Shoo! Okay, you can see I finished school a long time ago, but congratulations to everyone who's made it so far. This is half the battle won. Continue to, like they say, read the question, understand the question, and then give it your absolute best.
Yeah, man, all the best to the matrics writing today. But it is a nice and beautiful day in the mother city, nonetheless.
It was hot yesterday.
Dude, it's hot. It's hot today. The boys are breaking out the knees today just because it's warm, it's summer, it's here. Listen, we're going to take a very quick break. When you come back and sit down with Gareth Woods, and he's bringing his Nintendo Switch, it's all about Super Mario Odyssey. Yes, so what's new with that?
And then news out of the tech world, the fact that Saudi Arabia has now granted citizenship to a robot. I'm trying to do the calculations here, like how does that exactly work? Does it mean it's a natural person, not a natural person? Can they prosecute it by Saudi Arabian law?
I have no idea.
X plus Z minus
equals
Y lambda
Z square pi.
So we're still trying to figure it out.
I'm not sure.
What I love most about the summer season is the fact that everyone's mood seems to change.
The sun is out, people are at the beach, they're friendlier.
Warm temperatures, beautiful weather.
It's lighter for longer. It gets lighter earlier.
Fun memories, spending it with family, and the best part,
The fashion. Oh, I live for summer fashion.
What I most love to wear in summer is as little as possible.
I love dresses, I love flowy things.
What I'm wearing right now, a denim jacket with a formal shirt and then a t-shirt underneath. That is paired with an athleisure shorts and sneakers.
The one trend that I'm loving at the moment is that athleisure. You can dress it up a little bit, you can smarten it up, you can really kick back and have a lot of fun with it.
I love shorts, I love t-shirts, I love dresses. I really feel like summer is the time to play around with your wardrobe.
So what I've really done with the Expresso presenters for this upcoming spring-summer is focus on 3 trends. For the boys, it's really about athleisure. Pair more formal pieces with more sports athletic wear. Something a bit more casual, say, on the bottom, with something a bit more formal on the top. For the girls, we're doing blush pink and then metallics. So you want to pair very minimally with that. Always integrating a subtle piece, something more neutral, whether it's the top or the shorts or in the footwear to bring the whole look together.
You got to wear what you're comfortable with. You got to have what you're wearing be an expression of yourself. But the more adventurous you are and the more you allow yourself to come out in your fashion, the better.
Dress what you feel confident in, because the minute you wear something that brings out your personality, automatically you'll also have that confidence. So there really is no limit to this season's fashion.
I have one summer do and one summer don't. I think people in summer have a tendency to go a bit too basic. Because it's so hot outside, they think sort of a tee and a pair of shorts is the way to go, which is fine because it is hot and you want to be comfortable. But again, experiment with different colors and patterns. Because you're wearing less, you want that to speak more. And my big summer don't, you really want to be conscious about the sweat stains. So if you're wearing darker colors, if you're hot, it's gonna show with the stains, generally in the areas in which we sweat most. So my advice for that is actually go a bit lighter. The whites, so the light creams, the nudes. Check your local weather listings for that day to sort of suss out what sort of colors will work, keeping in mind that we all have a tendency to sweat on those summer days.
welcome back to you Tuesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And right now, about time for us to catch up on the latest entertainment news on the local front. Leanne.
Exactly. Well, from breaking the news to now revealing the gender, we've been keeping you posted on all things Roxy Burger's pregnancy. Now we can take you inside her baby shower as well. Celebrations, which seems to have been an intimate affair, saw Roxy celebrate with close friends, and from adorable clothes to cute Polaroids, it seems like Roxy is very excited to meet her little girl.
Oh, beautiful mommy.
I know, she's going to be the cutest because mom's the cutest as well.
As well. Well done.
Well, after slaying at SA Fashion Week in all of her red ensemble, she was on fire. Bonang Moteba has taken her fashionable style to Nigeria. On Instagram, the media personality shared several photos of her sitting front row at Lagos Fashion Week celebrations, where she was also one of the guest speakers as well. And needless to say, we're proud of her, and we can also see that she is just living her best life. And I really do like her new hair color as well. I don't know, what would you call that, Zoe? That's like a...
I would say like a
plum.
Yes.
Plum, yeah.
Yes, but it looks stunning on her.
So hot right now. So hot right now.
I'm glad she had fun.
Living her best life. There we go.
That was our local entertainment news. Of course, we'll have more on what our international stars get up to a little bit later. But since it's Gaming Tuesday, let's see on the brand new adventure Mario is going in the brand new Nintendo Switch.
Let's get some gaming going on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning, and everyone's favorite moustached plumber is smashing his way back onto our screens. It is Super Mario Odyssey we are playing via the Nintendo Switch. Gareth Woods is here to take us throughout this magical world. Gareth, thank you very much for joining us this morning, man. Very, very cool. I'm so glad Mario is back, man.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we waited quite a while for a Mario game. In fact, when the Switch launched, I think that's the one thing everyone was going, what's missing is a Mario game.
Yeah. But I mean, is it worth the wait now? I mean, finally it's here.
Yeah, I've been playing for a couple of days now, and it's near perfection. I mean, if you're a Mario fan, it's pretty much everything you've wanted. Great new mechanic they've got, which is, it starts with, you know, your old nemesis, Bowser or Koopa, depending on where you play your Mario games. He's eloped with the princess, and he's run off, and on the way, he manages to smash your hat.
What?
And I've given away what happens, your hat gets possessed by this, like, ghost sort of thing, who helps you out, and now you can use your hat to take control of different kind of minions and that. So, for example, I can throw my hat on these Goombas now, and there I am, that's me. It's a Mario, you can see, got a little hat to my little mustache.
So I mean, there's definitely a lot of changes. I love the fact that he's wearing his little suit, man.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
His little fedora and suit. Yeah, we were in Metropolitan World, which is like a New York spin-off.
So I mean, this is obviously very, very different to the previous game mechanics where you had your game overs and of course the health bars and that. This is more of a kind of an open world field where you can explore a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's very open world. There's still limitations in the sense of it's each planet or world that you go to, and then you kind of get enough stars. What's happened is your ship needs these kind of moons or whatever to power up. There it is over there. There's my little ship there. And so you go about collecting these moons to try and get enough power to basically go to the next area. And you're off to try and essentially save the princess and stop this wedding that Bowser set up. And so right now we're in the Luncheon Kingdom.
I can see the concentration at the moment.
Yeah. I should have maybe gone to a world that I've played before, because I'm experiencing.
Oh, is this a new?
I literally just landed in this world now, so I'm experiencing for the first time. And so, you know, as we get through each level, they're different themes. So I've had like an Arctic world. We've been in the kind of a tropical sort of area. Now we're in this what's called the Luncheon Kingdom.
And once again, I mean, of course, a great experience on Nintendo Switch. I mean, this is kind of the home of Mario.
It's perfect, and they've also, because I mean, it's a Nintendo game. It's been built like from the ground up with the Switch. They've got the controllers in mind. So I mean, a lot of the gestures, for example, if I want to throw my hat, I can throw it and then go again. It'll change direction based on that.
Oh wow!
So throw it once and then throw it again.
And then hopefully not get eaten in the process.
Throw it again, and you said there's a homing throw to change direction. Yeah, and then obviously not get eaten.
Now, you know what, you know, there's talks of this game being a very strong contender for Game of the Year.
Yeah, so at Gamescom in August in Germany, it pretty much won everything it could win. I think it was nominated for 7 different awards and won all 7.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's me crushing tomatoes there.
Did you just, it literally peels it first?
Yeah.
And then it crushes it. Come on, get that one, get one.
Do I have to maybe... no.
Oh my word.
See, some things you obviously, hot tomato.
Yeah.
Some of the things you possess with a hat, and other things you obviously are meant to just destroy.
So basically, you need to go out figuring your way.
Yeah, it's a puzzle-solving game as well, and obviously with a lot of the abilities, you'll be like, okay, wait, how am I supposed to get through this? And then you'll kind kind of, I know, maybe if I possess a tomato. No, okay.
You can't possess a tomato, dude. It's not going to happen. Gareth, thank you so much for joining us, man.
No worries.
I'm going to let you get back to this level. I can tell how eager you are to just get somewhere on this one.
Work out how. I think maybe I got to just jump on these things so I can get a pile of...
Maybe, yeah. Try that out. Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. Absolutely love it. And as always, stick with us here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for all the latest in gaming.
Possessing tomatoes.
Possessing
That's very weird.
Every time I said that, I mean, come on. But it does look awesome. 7 nominations. You know it's a game that is worth playing, so go and sink your teeth into it. Excuse the pun, there's just a lot of food in the game. So now, of course, we know that the tech world is developing at such a rapid rate. It's vital we keep our finger on the pulse. Yeah. We've got 2 incredible stories for you this morning. The first one, even more so, when we consider where Saudi Arabia was concerning the rights of their citizens just a few years ago, i.e. that they've only just given women the right to drive in the country. Now they've taken a massive leap forward.
Exactly, yeah. So the Arab nation has long been, of course, under constant scrutiny about their views on equality. In fact, their backwards views on equality. And they've gone and done something very, very strange indeed. This past weekend, they became the first country to grant citizenship to a robot. Yes. That is an entire robot. Look at it. There it is. And it goes by the name Sophia.
Sophia.
Wow. Yeah. And what makes this whole story even more disturbing is that when you think about it, this robot is taking the form of a female and probably has more rights than most actual females in the country.
But I mean, this
why?
Is one that we heard addressing the United Nations, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, the face is a little bit unnerving. I won't lie, it's a little bit freaky, Sophia, no offense. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Not really my cup of tea.
She's struggling to understand humans. She's like, what is so weird about them? Wow.
Anyway, let's move on to another story that I guess has a bit more hope for humanity going forward. Elon Musk, of course, founded the company, very strangely named The Boring Company, and they previewed the first photo of a tunnel that they made underneath California, and it looks something like this. Now, the company was founded to develop a cheaper way of boring underground tunnels, and they hope that one day they'll have an entire network of these tunnels around the United States, which can then be used to transport goods or people at high speeds across the country using the Hyperloop train. Yeah. Look at that.
It's a very unboring company.
Yeah, a very exciting company.
Yeah, man, that's incredible, man.
So that's the latest news out of all the tech, man. Sophia and boring holes.
Well, congratulations, Sophia. We absolutely love it. You can let us know what you thought about that. Should South Africans be giving rights to robots? Hit us up on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page.
Right of way, maybe.
Well, not only is it the last day of October, it's also Halloween, and we'll take a look at what's trending, all those Halloween costumes that just got taken to that next level. You do not want to miss out on that.
Talking about taking things to that next level, Anecdote is in the house, and I know that they're going to take their performance to the next level because they perform after the break.
Whether you're into the majesty of a mountain range or prefer endless sand dunes, make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive. BP is giving away 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 15 December. Simply visit a BP fuel station, spend 400 Rand or more and swipe your Avios card to enter. Get your Avios card for free at BP and enjoy a travel adventure with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Thank you for joining us nice and early on your Tuesday morning. Time for a bit of fun as we check out some of those interesting, random and weird stories that we found on social media, guys.
Stories today.
What do we have today?
Well, you know what? It's Halloween. I'm wearing my little Halloween decor. Yes. Well, you know what? In case you needed some last-minute inspiration, we thought we'll, you know, show you some inspiration of how you can do some Halloween costumes, but just take things to that next level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
oh, brilliant.
Oh, wow, look at the rat in there.
see, something different.
That is brilliant, man.
Hey.
I love that. That's a great family idea. Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
How beautiful.
Okay.
There you go. If you want to do some pumpkin inspiration.
Oh, very sweet. And there's kind of a pumpkin vibe thrown in there as well.
All right,
very,
cool.
very sweet. So this one I love. I was lying with my little boy for like hours yesterday and he just loves to grab my eyelashes and grab my eyelids and pull and yank. So this baby, very much in the same vein, got a lot more than it bargained for in this little exchange. Take a look.
No.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh,
no.
oh.
Takes off mom's lash.
I need that.
Wow. That baby did not know what was
Every
happening.
guy who's ever seen his girlfriend take off her fake eyelashes had a similar kind of reaction, like, oh my word, what the hell? Oh, very sweet.
That is just too cute there, man. Very, very cute. Thank you so much, guys. All right, well, that's what we have for you in terms of your social media stories. Interesting stuff. Let us know if you came across something rather interesting. We would love to know. Hashtag Expresso Show on our Feel Good pages as well. Right now, though, part of the family has rejoined the Expresso Show.
Absolutely, and as I said earlier on, if today is all about trick-or-treating, then this is all a big, big treat. Our favourite group, Anecdote, is in the studio. And finally, look at this. They have an EP out. We'll chat about it very, very shortly. But here they are this morning, starting your day off with You've Got the Love.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes I feel like going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Sometimes it feels like life is just too much, but you've got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily meal. When friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. Your love is real. You've got the love. 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 Time after time, I think, oh Lord, what's the use? Time after time, I think it's just no good. 'Cause sooner or later in life, the things you love, you lose. But you've got the love I need to see me through. You see me, you'll see me, you'll see me through. You see me, you'll see me through. You see me, you'll see me, you'll see me through. You see me, you'll see me. You've got the love.
Alec Note on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We certainly do have all the love for you guys. Thank you so much for starting off the day so beautifully. And there it is. How proud must you all be right now to have the EP finally out. It's called Unaccompanied. Take a look at it. Beautiful, simple, wonderful. Tell me about the selection of the songs, because that song that you perform now isn't even on here. So it must have been quite a difficult choice to choose all the songs.
It kind of was, but we just sort of wanted to not overthink it at all. We just thought, what 7 tracks will show the world that this is who we are? It's an introduction. This is the first EP. I promise you there'll be a full-length album coming out. Oops, I said it. And,
yes.
And so, yeah, we really wanted to just get something out there. And we just thought, what are our favorite tracks? We love this one. We should have maybe put that one. But anyway, we just thought a few covers and one original, because we got our first original, done by Kevin for his wife, and we'll hear it later on in the show.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And where can people get their hands on one of these?
Aha. Okay. So contact us. Contact us on the social medias. Everything's at the bottom. Oh, no, you don't have it yet. So check us out online on...
I'll give you a close-up shot. There it is, camera 3. Take it. It's yours.
And then we'll send it out to you. We can do the whole...
Gigs.
Oh, yeah, and at gigs. Come see us.
Whoa! Yeah. The briefing didn't go too well out there at this point. No, I'm joking. Listen, it's available. It sounds absolutely amazing, and we'll have more from Anecdote a little bit later on, so stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. In the meantime, link up with us on our Facebook page and let us know what you thought about that performance of You Got the Love.
In your national news this morning, Social Development Minister Bate Bile Dlamini has said that a proposed agreement whereby the Post Office would issue South African Social Security Agency, SASSA, grants will not take place. In a media address, Dlamini said that Post Bank does not have a fully fledged banking license and will be unable to meet the requirements, such as producing 4.2 million cards per year. The revelation has experts sounding the alarm over SASSA's lack of preparation as they try to prevent another potential crisis like the one the country saw last year. The presidency says it is at the final stages of processing the much-anticipated Fees Commission report. The commission, chaired by Justice Arthur Hare, has drawn criticisms recently due to renewed protests at some universities, with students demanding the president to release the report, which he received in August. The presidency says President Zuma will consult with the relevant ministers to ensure that government is ready to implement the president's decision as soon as he releases the report, which is expected in the forthcoming weeks. Now, moving further abroad, Donald Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, has been charged with conspiracy against the U.S. as part of the Russia inquiry. Manafort and Rick Gates, a former colleague who also worked on the Trump campaign last year, face a total of 12 charges, which also include conspiracy to launder money and of being an unregistered agent of a foreign country. Both men have handed themselves in to the FBI. And then finally, Saudi Arabia will allow women into sports stadiums for the first time from next year in a landmark move, opening up 3 previously male-only venues to families. The ultra-conservative kingdom, which has some of the world's tightest restrictions on women, has long barred women from sports arenas by strict rules on segregation of the sexes in public. The announcement is in line with powerful Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's ambitious reforms shaking up the kingdom, including the historic decision to allow women to drive from June next year. Well, that was your Express headline news at 7 o'clock. Let's get a look at what's happening in the sport.
So in the wake of their tour victory, Proteas head coach Otis Gibson has confirmed that Charles Langerveld will not stay on as the bowling coach for the South African national side. With Langerveld's contract coming to an end, Gibson will take over the bowling coaching role himself. That's in addition to his duties as head coach. Langerveld did a sterling job taking up the position of Proteas bowling coach back in 2015, following the departure of the great Alan Donald. Then in rugby, bad news. The Springboks will be without rising phenom Jean-Luc Dupree for their year-end European tour as the Sharks player recovers from a fractured ankle. Now, Dupree limped off the field after picking up the injury during the side's 33-21 loss to Western Province. That's in this weekend's Currie Cup final. His replacement in the Boks squad has not yet been announced. The Springboks kickstart their year-end tour on the 11th of November with a clash against Ireland. And moving on to football, locally, the Premier Soccer League returns tonight as Kaizer Chiefs travel to Peter Mokaba Stadium to take on Polokwane City. And after 9 rounds of action, Chiefs lie in 4th on the log at the moment with 3 wins and 13 points, while City, they have 4 points back in 12th place with only 2 wins this season. So a lot to play for. Also in action tonight, SuperSport take on Golden Arrows. Bloem Celtic face off with Maritzburg United. Then a little further afield, last night Burnley secured their 4th win of the English Premier League season last night with a very narrow 1-0 victory over Newcastle United. Fans were made to wait until the 74th minute for some entertainment as Jeff Hendrick found the back of the net after being left unmarked at the back post. And sticking with European soccer, match day 4 of the Champions League gets underway tonight, and it's got some wonderful matchups. Chelsea tackle Roma, PSG welcome Anderlecht, while Man United, they're up against Benfica. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, the the Department of Energy, they've announced that the price of petrol is set to increase by only 4 cents per litre for November. Diesel is set to rise between 23 and 27 cents a litre. Now, this is due to the weakening rand against the dollar and will be effective from tonight at midnight. Now, looking at those roads, starting off in Gauteng and Midrand, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 southbound that's at the left lane just before the Samaran Road exit, and traffic's queuing approaching the scene. That's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Zoe. It's just after 7 o'clock. Let's quickly get another take on your weather. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect a beautiful summer's day with nice and warm temperatures and some cloudy conditions in certain areas. Then also bear in mind that Cape Town can expect a hot start to the day. However, from around 3 p.m. onwards, temperatures are set to be dropping, bringing with it hopefully much needed rain. We'll keep you updated on that as well. Mbombela today, 10:28. Polokwane, 10:28 as well. Pretoria on a 12 minimum with a maximum of 30. Johannesburg 12:28, Mahikeng 16:31, Klerksdorp 16:31, Kimberley begin op 18 en styg na 33 grade, Bloemfontein 14:32, Richards Bay 18:30, Pietermaritzburg on 15 with a maximum 32, Durban 19:27, Mthatha on a 15 with a maximum 36 degrees, very hot, East London 22:32, Cradock 17:36 and a couple of showers expected, Port Elizabeth 19:29, George 17:32, Sutherland 13:29, Cape Town can expect a minimum of 15 with a maximum 27, Worcester 15:36, Springbok 16:31, and Uppington on 20 minimum with a maximum of 35 degrees later on. It's the wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back in an hour's time just after 8 with another look.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
Well, if you didn't know, now you know, because today is Halloween and we want to know from you, what is the scariest, or rather the best dress-up costume you've ever worn? Let's see what you had to say. Linda Smalgrobler says, good morning team, pretty much loved my zombie costume from this weekend's zombie walk. Doing the makeup is my favorite part. That looks pretty scary. You guys need to go and zoom in on that picture. Well done though, nice on the makeup. Tsegofatso says, good morning, the best Halloween costume I ever wore was a crop top. I look scary when wearing that. That's actually quite funny. Kaiser says, morning fam, my Feel Good Breakfast Show. My best Halloween costume I've ever worn is a Medea costume. Oh, please post a picture, Kaiser. And then Anne Burns said, if you knew what Halloween means, you wouldn't do it. Come on now. And then Darnell says, the best costume I ever wore was a clown. And you know, most people don't like clowns, especially after that It movie. I would absolutely agree. Well, let us know what your best Halloween costume has been so far.
So we're going to take the shortest of breaks. Please don't stray too far. Very interesting medical discussion coming up. We've got the doctors on our panel. We'd love to hear from you. We are talking breast cancer this morning. It's the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 021-430-9881 if you've got any questions or inspirational comments.
That's right. And then the Pink Drive, they do incredible things for fighting breast cancer and other cancers. And the Japan Embassy, they've also made an incredible donation. We'll bring you all of that after the break.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, it is the last day of October, and that also means the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I'm sure over the course of the past 31 days, you've been exposed to campaigns somewhere or other in the media. But it is important on a day like today to reflect and ensure that we don't just go quiet on the subject until next year, October. And to make sure that doesn't happen, we're back with Dr. Darren Green, and we're also joined by breast cancer expert with more than 20 years of experience in the industry or the field, Professor Justus Apfelstadt. Good morning, gentlemen. So good to have you.
Good morning. Good morning.
I actually know Professor Justus from my time back at Tygerberg Medical Campus, and I had one of those moments, do you remember me? And he's like, you look vaguely familiar. So good to have you on the show this morning. Let's talk about what this month is all about, breast cancer. I think it's something that really strikes a little bit of anxiety in the hearts of every woman, if not fear. But Dr. Darren Green, what makes breast cancer so prevalent amongst women?
I think if you look at the physiological makeup of women, what separates them from men, it's not just having breasts, because men have breasts too. It certainly is indeed the chemical hormone cycles that they have, and obviously the amount of estrogen. And there are various amounts of cancers that respond or that actually flourish or grow in the presence of estrogen, or that become estrogen dependent. And that's one of the contributing causes.
Are more and more women, Professor Justus, being diagnosed with cancer, or is it breast cancer, or is it the fact that more and more women are going for screenings as a result of the awareness that's being raised around the importance of it?
Screening will not change the incidence of a disease. It will bring it to the attention of the medical professionals earlier. We're seeing an increase in breast cancer for two reasons. Women get older, and number two, environmental factors, lifestyle factors are prevalent. Here is especially important obesity, of which we're seeing an epidemic in South Africa. It increases your breast cancer risk by 50%. Lack of exercise increases your risk by about 30%. And then we have other factors like smoking and alcohol abuse that are avoidable. Then we also have other lifestyle changes, postponement of first childbirth. There's a very interesting fact. Breast cancer is directly proportional to the hormonal cycles a woman goes through. And if you look at old societies, Stone Age, 100 cycles in a lifetime. These days, modern women go through 400 cycles in their lifetimes.
I think I used to have maybe an idea that you only get it later on in life, but you can actually get it at any time in your life as a woman, right?
That is indeed true, and we are seeing an increase, a small increase in younger women, but predominantly we see the increase in women above the age of 35 to 40 years.
Okay, well, we are talking about breast cancer and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is the last day that we are doing that. Of course, the last day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to give to us, you can give us a call on 021-430-9881. Our experts are here. This is a very safe space, and of course, it's about informing us and making sure that we are informed. So please do give us a call.
Yeah, and we certainly all are looking forward to learning a lot more from the gentleman. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's talk about an organisation that continues to do extraordinary work, the Pink Drive, one of South Africa's most respected NGOs with an incredible reputation, and all they want to do is provide free health services.
That's right, and some of these services include breast cancer screenings to women who are unable to afford it, and recently their cause received a much-needed boost from an unlikely benefactor.
This large, imposing pink metal truck costs 10 million rand to construct and contains all the necessary equipment to perform breast cancer screenings on the move. It was donated to the Pink Drive by the Embassy of Japan as part of their GGP Grassroots Social Development Program.
Pink Drive is a non-profit organisation, and our high-end technology on this truck is the beauty of the model, that we can take healthcare to the people, to the individuals in communities where there might be no breast clinics, no breast units, and we can offer mammography and pap smears, clinical breast examinations and education regarding breast cancer to the communities of South Africa and to the medically uninsured in South Africa. To date, with our project, we have done more than 12,000 mammograms. We've offered more than 150,000 clinical breast examinations, and we've educated more than 340,000 people regarding breast cancer, the importance, how to check, what to check, when to check, and what to look for.
What we've installed in this truck is what we call CR equipment, computed radiography, right, which allows it to digitize analog mammograms into a digital format, which allows you to then put it on computer and then basically take it anywhere you need to take it. With it being digital, it can take generally about 20 to 30 minutes per screening, you know, because you're doing 4 views of the breast, 2 views per breast.
The GGP funding platform run by the Japanese embassy partners with ordinary South Africans to do extraordinary things in ways that are direct, immediate and impactful.
This project is very important because we are aiming to assist South African people who has difficulty in grassroots level. We are supporting South African people, especially for women who has a difficulty to access to hospitals. The Pink Drive is a very good organization which has very good equipped staff as well.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I wanted to check if I'm okay. It is very important for other people to screen their breast because, you know, it has to be found early so that it can be held in the future. Oh, it was very nice. The person helping me inside was very kind.
We at Pink Drive are ever grateful to the Embassy of Japan for helping us to bring this beautiful truck, and as we call it Misaki, and in Japanese it means beautiful blossom. This truck is making a huge impact in communities in South Africa. We are able to travel to more communities. You know, currently we've got a unit in the Eastern Cape, but also now we can be here in Pretoria. So this really helps us to see more people and to make sure that we can drive the message that early detection saves lives.
The donation of this truck is just one of the many grassroots initiatives by the Embassy of Japan, and it shows that it can be achieved when we all pull together for a good cause. Absolutely. Well, we are continuing our talk around Breast Cancer Awareness Month because even though it's the 31st of October, we don't want to end the conversation. We want to keep it going and, of course, continue to raise awareness on the importance of testing and screening and making sure you know what your situation is. Here to help us do that, we've got, of course, our resident Dr. Darren Green in the house and Professor Justus Apfelstedt. And I want to speak about molecular genetic profiling, Professor Justus. Exactly what is involved in that?
Until so far, when we looked at a cancer to determine whether it had the potential to kill the patient, we measured its size, we looked through a microscope at whether the lymph nodes were involved, and we assigned a grade to it. Again, at the microscopic appearance. I looked it up. The microscope was invented in 1630. Wow. And where in medicine do we still do something like we did in 1630? So we thought that there might be a better way, and we nowadays determine the aggressiveness of breast cancer according to which metabolic pathways are activated in it. And this has allowed us to reduce chemotherapy requirements in certain patients with more than 50%. Oh. And so we target our treatment better at women who actually will benefit from it.
Yeah, so what you're saying, this technology basically allows you to decide whether or not chemotherapy is necessary?
Yes.
Wow, that is wonderful, because I know in the past that some patients are often given chemotherapy without necessarily having needed it.
Yes. In the primary treatment of breast cancer, we have to treat very aggressively because if breast cancer recurs, it often ends in a mortality, unfortunately. Yeah. So the price of avoiding that outcome is very high. Okay. And so often people are receiving treatments for 1 or 2 or 3 or 5% benefit in the long term. And that's very hard.
That is very hard.
So you would like to drive up the benefit that more women actually benefit from it and less toxicity is given. Never mind the cost savings by it.
That's incredible. We've got Olga from Johannesburg on the line. Good morning, Olga. What is your question or comment for our experts this morning?
Okay, good morning. My name is Olga.
Hi.
I had a lump in 1988 on my left breast. And it's just after I got my baby, my second baby. Sure. Fortunately, it wasn't cancerous. The lump was removed. But now I want to know if there's a possibility that can come back and cause maybe some problems for me with the breast.
Okay, it's very difficult to comment on this when we do not know what kind of lump that was. Yeah. Most likely it was a fibroadenoma because at the time you must have been very young. And fibroadenomas do not recur. These days we actually mostly leave fibroadenomas in breasts because once we have made the diagnosis via a biopsy that we do with a needle, we can confidently say that this won't harm you, can stay there, unnecessary operations are being avoided.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Olga, for your call. Keep those calls coming. Of course, our number is 021-4309-881. When we come back in our third segment, I really want to talk on something that you touched on, Professor Eustace, is lifestyle. Indeed. And the role that that plays in breast cancer. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So we're going to take a very quick ad break. Yes, of course, Amy is here, but we're going to continue with the theme today. We're going to look at some of those factors that might reduce or affect the risk of getting breast cancer.
Absolutely. And on the back of that, we're making a cancer-fighting juice recipe with the lovely Amy, all looking all pretty today. Yes, summery is the word. We'll see you after the break.
As you know, we are in the business of making people feel good. And what better way to do that than by raising awareness and money for children with cancer? Over the next 5 months, we aim to raise 1.5 million rand for a new, much-needed Clover Nutri-Kids Clock Home in Pretoria. Now, this home is a sanctuary for children with cancer and their families. It'll be located close to a cancer treatment center and hospital and open to outpatients and their families. Now, you can contribute by SMSing the keyword CHOC to 33728, and you'll receive a response SMS with the banking details for you to donate. Another way to support CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation SA is by purchasing Clover Nutri-Kids product. By doing this, you won't only be supporting your own child's healthy development, but those living with cancer too.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. It's so wonderful to have our experts on the couch, Dr. Darren Green and Professor Eustace Apfelstedt. We're talking about breast cancer. Naturally, we're closing off Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but not closing off the conversation. And I said before the break, Dr. Darren, I want to talk about lifestyle because, Professor Eustace, you touched on it. What role does lifestyle play in breast cancer? But before we do that, we've got a caller, Amanda from Cape Town. Good morning. What is your question or comment for our experts this morning?
Hi, good morning. Hi. I would like to find out that is someone at high risk after a breast reduction and a hysterectomy? Can they be more at high risk?
No, definitely not. Breast reduction reduces the amount of breast tissue, and that actually leads to a reduction in breast cancer risk. It is, however, so that breast reduction introduces scar tissue into the breast, which makes discovery a little bit more difficult. So it's important, if you go for screenings like mammography, go to an expert center.
Okay. Wonderful. Amanda, I hope that answered your question right there. But onto the topic of lifestyle. How important is lifestyle?
It's massive. I mean, Professor alluded to it earlier on, a 50% increased risk in breast cancer in people that are obese. And as a nation, us in South Africa really need to take cognizance of the fact that, you know, more than half our nation is obese. Along with that, obviously, the risk is also increased with a sedentary lifestyle. So sitting being the new smoking, not exercising, rising is big. I think there's up to a 30% increased risk in developing breast cancer with that. And then, of course, the two other lifestyle factors of alcohol and smoking also play a role in increasing your risk. So there's a lot of room for improvement and reducing your risk, a lot that we can actually do.
Wonderful. Talking about what we can do, what can we do on a daily and a weekly basis to make sure that we almost prevent it?
Simply, in South Africa, 10% of breast cancer are discovered by boyfriends. Doesn't say much about the boyfriends or partners these days. You've got to be politically correct. 10% are discovered by doctors, 80% are discovered by the women themselves. So sisters, do it for yourself. So on a monthly basis, if you're premenstrual, examine your breasts. There are numbers of instructions available on the web. And if you're postmenopausal, still once a month, when the moon is full or the moon is dark, once a month, examine your breasts.
Make sure that you examine, that's the key in general. At what age should you be going for screenings, though?
Ideally, you would go for annual mammographic screening from age 40 onwards. This is not affordable in systems like South Africa, so you will still have to go for self-examinations, and if you have the means, go for mammographic screening because it's the best way to discover breast cancer early.
Yeah. Professor, I feel like there is I don't know if it's a trend, I think more and more women are doing it, but why do we not do it? Is there a fear around going for these screenings or testing yourself? You'd rather not know?
Yes, this is one big component. Number two, women have all sorts of beliefs, like men have, that are sometimes not reconcilable with the scientific worldview. Then there's fear of radiation, but I can tell you that roughly for every 2 million women that we are saving their lives by early detection due to mammography, we might cause one breast cancer. Then the uncomfortableness of the examination. But there, once again, it's important to visit an expert center because there you have radiographers who are specially trained to make you feel comfortable. And so the examination may be unpleasant for a couple of seconds, but then you're okay.
Absolutely. Well, we always say that knowledge is power, and that's why we have our experts on the couch this morning. We have one more session with them, so if you have a call or a comment, please do give us a call. 021-430-9881 is the number.
Well, the take-home message so far from all of our discussions around breast cancer is that early detection is the key to fighting this life-threatening disease. And we're joined now by a very special individual who is testament to that. Nicole Jane is only 28 years old, and thanks to early detection, she was able to take the necessary steps to beat breast cancer. Nicole, great to have you on Expresso.
Thank you.
Your story is extremely fascinating because you were diagnosed at such a young age. Let's start with your initial journey. How old were you when you were initially diagnosed?
I was only 26 years old. So it was in April, the 28th of April last year. And bear in mind, this is only a month and a half after I've gotten married.
Okay.
So I went to the gynae and normal checkup routine. And then the gynae found a lump in my left breast, very small. And that's when all the tests happened from there onwards. So it was every 2 weeks, a test here, a test there, until the final result, which was in April.
Yes.
And yeah, and that's when they let me know that it was positive.
And what went through your mind during that time?
Ooh, so much. So when the breast surgeon actually gave me the news, I was actually blank. I was so blank. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what to think. I actually said nothing. I think I was blank for about a few days.
Okay. It took a while for the information to process.
It took a while, which is pretty normal.
I suppose it's understandable. It's a huge shock to your system. And what was the next step you took? What treatments did you do?
So the next step I had to go visit my oncologist. We had to speak about a treatment plan, and then I had to start chemo, and that was in May, the 10th of May. First experience. It was really scary, but I got used to it very quickly. I think I understood the importance of just being there and getting it done and over with.
Yeah.
And I realized that, some of it was in my mind, just to think about all the negativity and things that's going to weigh me down. It's not going to help. Just think about the support that's around me, and that brought me through.
And it's all about that mental shift as well. And today, where are you today?
Ooh, so treatment's all done and dusted. Chemo's done. I was on another drug called Herceptin. Also very expensive. I only finished that in August. And then I had a mastectomy last year, November.
Okay.
That went very well, recovered very well. I even had another reconstruction up last month only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I recovered quickly from that. And somehow, I just, you know, coming from the shy girl and now speaking about my story everywhere almost, it's just, you know, I really hope that it brings hope to other ladies.
Well, I was going to ask you, what is your message for the ladies today?
Well, you know, be encouraged by other young ladies that's around them. Be encouraged by God, by your faith. You know, believe in something. Believe that there's a greater power that is greater than your circumstance, that is greater than your failures. You know, it's very common for us to be depressed or anxious, all normal, but know that there's support around you, that you are still loved no matter what. So yes, early detection saves lives. Go to the doctor. If you suspect anything, go to the doctor, get yourself checked out. It's the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yes.
But take in all the support you can get and believe in God. You know, if there's nothing else you believe in, believe that there is a higher power out there that can save you no matter what. You know, I always say that there's something there is always someone experiencing a situation that's worse off than you. But take your situation and just own it, because you can. Sometimes it's all in our mind, you know, but it's up to us to just, you know, get through that and believe in something that's actually going to save us. Go to the doctor, get yourself checked out if you need to, and take it from there.
There you go. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us on our Feel Good Breakfast show and for sharing your story, your courage. I think it's absolutely remarkable, and I think a lot of ladies can take a lot from those wise words that you shared with us this morning.
Very encouraging words. Thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us. We've got one last session with our experts on the couch this morning as we close off Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Professor Eustace, I just wanted to go back to molecular genetics. Can you tell us what the future is for molecular genetics?
It is very exciting to be in breast cancer treatment at this time, because we are changing. When I started, it was cut, poison, burn. These days we are much more targeted, and we are successfully changing breast cancer into a chronic disease like hypertension, treatable, like diabetes, very much treatable. To give you an idea, these days I think we've solved breast cancer, the survival. But what we are focusing now on is the quality of that survival. Give you an idea, if we diagnose somebody at screening, the survival is going to be the same as any woman that does not have breast cancer. That is how far we can get, and that's the challenge, to bring screening to everybody. Treatment these days is going to be very long, can be up to 10 years, and we must focus on the quality of the survival. That's, for me, the challenge.
Absolutely. We've got a last caller on the line, Anne from KZN. Good morning, Anne. What's your question or comment for our experts this morning?
Good morning. I'd like to know, what about breast cancer in men?
The moves.
Breast cancer in men, I think we should not spend too much time for it. It's interesting for me because it indicates to me that the women in that family have a very high risk of breast cancer, and we examine each and every man for a genetic background in the family, whether this is a familial breast cancer.
All right, well, we're going to end it there, and I just want to know any final words of hope, like Nicole shared with us so beautifully from you, Dr. Darren Green, with regards to breast cancer.
I think we need to really take cognizance of the fact that this is it's a treatable condition. Early screening and detection is vital. Take responsibility of doing your screening monthly. Same when we look at breast cancer and testicular cancer in young individuals, in men. We need to take ownership of that. And then remember also the association of lifestyle throughout your life and earlier on in your life to reduce your risk.
Yeah. Professor Eustace?
For us, the survival has been solved. Lifestyle, I want to just illustrate this with a couple of numbers. If you are obese, you double your risk of breast cancer recurrence. If you smoke, on top of that, you double it again. And if then you drink more than 2 units of alcohol per day, you double it again. So you are responsible for your own health to a large extent. And this effect, for example, of normalizing your weight alone already has the same effect as chemotherapy on your recurrence risk in breast cancer. So take charge of your own health, go for early screenings, and seek out an expert center.
Well, there we go. I think that says it all. Take charge of your own health. Thank you so much, Professor Eustace, for being here, Dr. Darren Green, and of course for continuing this conversation around breast cancer awareness. It's something that should not stop. We need to keep that conversation open. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leanne, for being on your show.
Awesome.
That's right, Leanne. Just like you said, take charge of your own health. Right now, we are back with the lovely Amy Hopkins this morning with a cancer-fighting juice recipe, which is a very interesting. It's packed with some cancer-fighting ingredients, spinach as well. Now, interestingly enough, studies have shown that premenopausal women that had the highest intake of dietary folate, which is found in spinach, had a 40% less chance of developing breast cancer, which is absolutely incredible. So definitely something that you should include in your diet. Guys as well, man, come on.
Yes, exactly. I mean, all of us. And so many studies in the last, I would say, 10 or so years have really looked towards nutrition as a way of managing and preventing cancer, all types of cancer for men and women, but particularly here we've got our breast cancer fighting superfoods. So as you said, spinach absolutely packed with folate. We've got some lovely blueberries, which as we already know is an absolute superfood powerhouse. They actually prevent the cells from growing, the cancer cells from growing, so they can help destruct those cancer cells. So it's really great to try and get those blueberries in, and now that they're in season, try and have a handful almost every day if you can. I mean, I love them. So really, really great powerhouse foods. And then we've got some lovely basil and kiwi, and they together are a really cool combination. So I quite like the mixture of that kind of tart, sort of sweet kiwi with the fresh basil. And both of them are really high in vitamin C, which, as we know, is a great antioxidant, also a big cancer fighter. So, and of course, ice.
And ice.
Our nutrition-rich ice, which
is just for those of you who do not know, it's
cooling.
It's frozen water. Okay, which is very scarce, by the way, in Cape Town.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to treat our ice very carefully.
Let's put it together.
So very quickly, we're just going to add. This is about 2 kiwis worth, just chopped into our NutriBullet.
All right.
And our little blueberries. So you're going to get a lovely dark green kind of looking juice.
Right.
About a handful of spinach, just like that. You can always pack in a bit more. The stuff disappears, really. And some basil leaves. You don't want too much basil because it can get a little bit soapy. You know, that taste of... So just a few basil leaves, about 5, 6, 7, whatever. We're going to add our ice to just get this nice and cold, because I like drinking nice cool juice.
Yes.
And then you can add a touch of honey if you want. Honey is a natural anti-inflammatory product. I only use a little bit, but you can completely leave it out if you'd rather not have a sweetener.
Okay.
And then we're just going to add a little bit of water as well.
We need to get the moisture further in there. Yep.
Exactly. So that should be about fine. And then we're just going to whiz that up.
All right. Well, I'm so keen to see what this is going to look like. The keyword is drink. SMS that to 33728. That's drink to 33728. All right, Amy.
So let's do this. Okay.
Wow, okay, okay.
And then it's done. Very good.
You see, this is the great thing about smoothies, because you actually, you're getting so much in there that you would, if you had to eat all of these things individually.
And I find if I've had a big workout in the morning, sometimes it's hard to actually eat quite easily. You know, like eat a big solid meal. So this is really cool to just kind of chug down. Oh, and it smells gorgeous. You can smell that basil, fresh kind of kiwi flavors. What's also so cool about this is coming up with summer, you can just pop this into some ice lolly jars and freeze it, so you can have it as an ice lolly when you feel like refreshment as well.
All right.
There we go.
Cheers. Health in a glass. Thank you very much. The keyword is drink. SMS that to 33728. And like we said, take charge of your health. It starts in the kitchen. Let me just, hang on 1 second. That's
deliciousness outside there. But listen, the month of October has come to an end, which means a lot more to enjoy for you on the theatre circuit in terms of the new month in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. There's lots happening, so we'll bring you details on that.
Very rich. When you said deliciousness, I thought you might be talking about the gorgeous thing beside us. If you've ever wondered how Bonnie maintains this flawless skin, she is absolutely gorgeous. Even better up close, she is going to reveal some of her secrets after the break.
A very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Tuesday morning. Hanging out with Body Mbuli. We'll be chatting to her a little bit shortly about how she takes care of that lovely and flawless skin. But first up, let's quickly take a look at our international entertainment news. Leanne.
Oh, well, another day, another Hollywood controversy. Now, in case you missed it, Kevin Spacey sent shockwaves through Hollywood yesterday after he posted a lengthy statement in which he came out as gay. Now, while being openly gay is something that has become more accepted in Hollywood, fellow celebs are actually criticizing the Oscar-winning star for using his sexuality to deflect claims of sexual assault against him by fellow actor Anthony Rapp, who alleges that Spacey made advances at him when he was just 14 years old. Now, celebrities like Rose McGowan, Amy Rock, Yasha Ali and Zachary Quinto, all taking a stand on social media and via statements, say that Kevin should own up to what he's done, and that coming out as gay when these allegations are against him seems pretty convenient. So we'll have more for you on how that story develops. But yeah, it's such a oh, I don't know. I just felt I didn't feel good when I saw this.
Yeah, it's a dark time in Hollywood for sure right now.
It really
Two
is.
major stories breaking across the world, but once again, I think for the, like we were saying with the Harvey Weinstein story, an opportunity for the victims to come out and tell their story, especially those that have been suffering in silence for so long.
And it's all those who have no voice, you know, that go through this for years and years and years, and now can finally come out and say what you did wasn't right.
Yeah, and I also feel like Kevin Spacey has dented his credibility a little bit by trying to obviously mask the issue at hand with the fact that he's homosexual. So what? But let's talk about the other issue.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, on to a lighter note, shall we? Sure. This is a situation and a half. Let's talk about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Now, if you're a fan, then I'm sure you've been watching the socials, because the former couple have been spotted together yet again, this time heading out to have a quick lunch together. Now, while they weren't seen showing any PDAs or romantic affection, sources say they hung out for the entire day, sharing several laughs together. Now, this marks the second time that they've been spotted together, and while sources say that everything is fine between Selena and her current BF, The Weeknd, Kat, I know that you saw something on the socials today.
Yeah.
We're not too sure if you would be cool with your current person going out with their ex and sharing a whole day together, maybe an hour for coffee, but a whole day, guys. You know,
Yeah,
but what was it that you saw on the socials
Oh,
today?
no, I just saw that The Weeknd and Selena Gomez have actually broken up. And I don't know if it's true, if it's just rumors that are aflutter, but clearly an entire day date with Justin is...
Yeah, well, we'll investigate. You know we'll investigate that, okay? But you can let us know, how would you feel if your person spent the entire day with their ex laughing, tra-la-la-la, having fun?
Yo, why are you going to make it sound so pretty?
Tra-la-la-la.
Tra-la-la-la. Wow. Anyway, moving on to other news. I'm sure we'll have more details on that as soon as they become available. But it is, of course, at that time of the year, we're heading into the festive and holiday season, which means more time to spend with friends and family. And a lot of us out there love to spend some time at the theatre. And so we thought we might bring you a roundup of what's happening on the theatre circuit in Cape Town and Johannesburg. Take a look.
The holidays are just around the corner, and there's no better time to check out what's hot and happening in the world of theatre. Our first pick is House of Truth, which is a bioplay about South African journalist and writer Ken Temba. The play first premiered at the National Arts Festival in Grahamstown last year, and it's back for another run right here at the Sandton Theatre on the Square.
And a journalist by trade, I'm a living exemplar of the modern educated African's dilemma.
The House of Truth is about the life of Ken Temba, a journalist from the 1950s. The story tells of the difficulties that Ken Temba had to go through trying to get recognition as a teacher. When he finally turned to journalism, he became a teacher in the newsroom. We see him going through these emotions until the time that he gave up all the frustrations caused by the apartheid regime. He decides to leave for Swaziland.
I think I was already cast for Ken Temba, and Ken Temba has been a very influential person in my life. Basically, in the House of Truth, I'm actually reprising the role because I had played him before in another production.
Many people get fascinated by the manner in which Ken Temba's life has been portrayed on stage. His resilience, his commitment to teaching, his commitment to journalism, and his love for his country.
Hopes and aspirations. The will of the people will prevail.
If you're looking for a dose of romance, Shakespeare in Love taking place at the Fugard Theatre in Cape Town is definitely the one to check out. It follows the journey of a young William Shakespeare who suffers from writer's block until he meets his muse Viola.
Because essentially Shakespeare in Love is a piece of fan fiction, you know, it plays with the Shakespeare universe, what we know about Shakespeare, what we don't know about Shakespeare. And I think that's what makes the show so fun, is it takes potentially our most iconic writer of all time in English literature and make him human and make him relatable.
Shakespeare in Love is a great piece of literature to make Shakespeare more accessible to a South African audience. It shows us how he came about to writing it, so it's almost about the writing process.
I think what makes it so unique is that it explores the imagined origin of one of the most famous love stories ever told. It kind of plays with ideas of how the story of Romeo and Juliet came about. There are so many, we like to call them Easter eggs, and references and historical facts, and it becomes a bit of a treasure trove of Shakespeare trivia. So there's something for everyone.
With all the drama, there's so much comedy. There's brilliant, brilliant comedy. And honestly, one of the best theatre casts I've ever seen put together. Amazing, amazing comedic and dramatic actors doing beautiful work.
Originally created by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, Evita has been around for over 4 decades. It's currently running at the Theatrical at Monte Cassino, and it's won over 20 awards, which means that this production is definitely not one to be missed.
Because it's the original Hal Prince production, you kind of have to make sure that what you saw then is what you see now, given the modern element of what theatre is like now in 2017. When you're in the theatre, you get sort of entranced by the storytelling, and the music is constantly there, helping the emotions, driving the story, and that's what makes live theatre really, really sensational and an exciting experience.
I wanted to make this character my own and see what I could bring to it. It's a piece about intense politics, but also about relationships, be it relationships with lovers or people in general, and her, you know, talking to a whole group of people, a whole country. So I want people to go away and really think about their lives, how we can help each other, really. And from the show, I think we're working with such an amazing company and full of the most wonderfully talented people that I think when people come and see it, they're just going to be blown away by the set. The costumes are amazing and the cast are phenomenally talented. So I think all round you're going to have a wonderful time if you choose to come, and I hope you do.
Evita is on stage at the Theatrical in Monte Cassino. Shakespeare in Love is at the Fugard Theatre in Cape Town, and House of Truth is at Sandton Theatre on the Square from the 1st of November. Enjoy these historically inspired stories brought to life. Well, living with sensitive skin can have an effect on your self-esteem and your confidence, and that's what we're talking about this morning. Your skin is one of the first things that others notice about you, and probably the first thing that you notice about yourself when you look in the mirror. Now, we have media personality Bonnie Mbuli with us in studio this morning to talk to us about the importance of taking care of your body, your skin, and your mind as well. Bonnie, so good to have you on our couch today.
Hello, family.
Oh, man, it's wonderful. Listen, Kat said it earlier, you are glowing. You have such beautiful skin, and you know, as a media personality, as an actress, you know how important it is. What importance do you place on that for yourself?
Wow, and I think for me, before it becomes an external thing where you're glowing and you look so beautiful, it's about how you live your life, the value system, and the things that you hold dear to yourself, the things that keep your life within a framework that helps you grow, helps you become better, values that you can pass on to your children.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, talking about passing things on to your children, how do you do that? Because I know that your son has eczema as well. Yeah. How do you help him be confident with something like that? Because I know that it really can take a toll on your confidence, having it at such a young age.
Absolutely. I mean, I think for me, it took us a while to understand the eczema as well, to understand how it works, when it reacts, and when we need to maintain the treatments, and it's been quite a journey. And for him, yes, shame, it has messed with his self-esteem a little. And I know what that's like, because when I was a teenager, I had really, really, really bad skin. Yeah. and I grew out of it eventually. But it's also important how I treat it, and Dermicalp is very important in that process.
I think for anybody that has eczema or who has suffered with or struggled with bad skin, you would know the struggle.
I know.
You know? So you've decided to use Dermicalp with him. Why did you decide to use this, and did the fact that it is a natural product have anything to do with that?
Well, it's safe, absolutely. I mean, I'm natural everything. From every single product I use in the house is natural. Even we do gluten-free, we're doing the whole thing.
The whole 9 yards.
But Dermicalp is safe for the whole family. It's cortisone-free, it doesn't have any harsh chemicals, and I just love that the brand understands that if you're treating something like eczema, which might be around for quite a long time in a person's life, you don't want to thin the skin with cortisone and use harmful products. And I love that it's accessible for my little one. Like it comes in just lovely packaging that he can use, that he doesn't have to come to me all the time to have it opened or sprayed, or he can, and he loves the fact that he's got something special that he uses in the family that's for his skin, so that's also helped with his confidence.
I love it. I've had so many friends that have struggled with eczema, and I think up until you have it, you really don't know what the next person is going through. So would you recommend Dermicalp over other eczema creams that you've seen out there on the market?
Well, it's proven that it works. And I love that the active ingredient is kelp. I mean, kelp is so brilliant for so many things. And it's just safe for the whole family. And I just have peace of mind knowing that I'm not only treating the eczema, but I'm thinking consciously about what I'm putting on my children's skin. And you know how kids are. Sometimes they just end up eating a cream because they're just always experimenting with textures. And even if it ends up in his mouth, I'm not worried that it's harmful.
Absolutely. Well, they do say that the skin is the biggest organ in the body, so we need to take care of it.
We
Bonnie,
do.
You look absolutely amazing.
Thank you so
much for sharing this with us. And of course, I hope the journey to healthy skin is something that your son is going to experience with the help of Dermicalp.
Absolutely, thank you, Leah.
Amazing. Well, Dermicalp's natural active ingredient is derived from brown sea kelp, known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Now, you can stand a chance of winning your very own Dermicalp hamper to the value of 1,300 Rand. And all you have to do is go onto our Expresso Facebook page and answer the question: what is the name of the ocean-based plant extracted and used for Dermicalp's active ingredient? I kind of just gave the answer away a minute ago. So make sure you tag at Dermicalp. The winner of the hamper will also go into a draw to stand a chance of winning a 5,000 Rand Dis-Chem voucher. T's and C's are available on expressoshow.com.
Ah, the lovely Bonnie in studio, man. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. It is the 31st of October, i.e. Halloween as well. Exactly. There we have it. So if you are going to be celebrating, we're going to give you some enchanting Halloween party decoration ideas. Maybe you can take it into this evening. Who knows?
Spoken like a true parent. Then I'm convinced they've got a DJ with a synthesizer at the back there, just preparing their next tune. Anecdotes are here. They are ready to just blow our minds. What notes are we going to be kickstarting the next performance on, guys? In case you want to sing along at home. I thought so, actually. I had that in my head. I thought so. You can stick around for another magical performance, a Halloween-inspired performance after the break.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Start again.
Start again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today's the day you dressed all in white, walked down the aisle, and now you're my wife, 'cause we both made our vows, gave each other rings and a kiss. Does it sound like it's feeding back a little bit? Maybe.
Loud. Very loud.
And soon we will dance cheek to cheek. That's better. We'll be so close, your heart will be
punching me in the chest, and I'll hold you for all of my days. What a gift. I'm married today to my best friend. You're my best friend. What a blessing that I get to journey through life holding hands with my best friend. Good night emojis, although that was fun, I'd rather turn over and say goodnight to the one who I'll spend my life loving till death do us part. If you give it to me, I'll carry the heart of my best.
They're like in different heights. So cute.
I can hear standing in front of you.
What are they looking at?
Sort of.
They are so cute.
I can't hear anyone. Should we? Too late. Too late.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and we're quickly connecting with you on social media with the hashtag Tuesday Thoughts, and some great ones coming through. We have one quote says, "Don't fear failure, fear being in the exact same place next year as you are today." One coming through that was tweeted from Dipshika says, "In learning you will teach, and in teaching you will learn." There are some beautiful ones coming through, including this one. "The beauty of life and love is that in the unpredictability that keeps alive the spark of surprises." So absolutely some wonderful ones coming through with that hashtag Tuesday Thoughts. Now, we would love to know your Tuesday thoughts, so do just that. Head on over to social media, include the hashtag Tuesday Thoughts and ours at Expresso Show.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
In die nasionale nuus, die minister van maatskaplike ontwikkeling Batabile Dlamini sê 'n voorgestelde ooreenkoms wat die poskantoor toelaat van die Suid-Afrikaanse Maatskaplike Sekuriteitsagentskap SASSA uitreik, gaan nie gebeur nie. Sy het die nuusmedia meegedeel dat Posbank nie 'n banklisensie het nie. Posbank sal ook nie daarin kon slaag om byvoorbeeld 4.2 miljoen kaarte per jaar te kan uitreik nie. Die bekendmaking het deskundiges nou oploop oor SASSA se gebrek aan voorbereiding. Alles word nou in die stryd gewerp om 'n krisis soos wat die land verlede jaar beleef het af te weer. Die presidentsie sê hy is byna gereed met die finalisering van die verslag oor universiteitsfooie wat deur 'n kommissie onder voorsitterskap van oud-regter Jonathan Heyer ondersoek is. Die verslag is einde Augustus aan president Jacob Zuma gelewer. Daar was reeds proteste aan sommige universiteite deur studente wat ongeduldig raak oor die vrystelling daarvan. Die presidentsie sê Zuma gaan eers met die betrokke ministers beraadslaag om te verseker dat alles gereed is om sy besluit te implementeer wanneer hy die verslag in die eerskomende weke vrystel. Op die internasionale front, president Donald Trump se gewese veldtogbestuurder Paul Manafort is deel van die ondersoek na Russiese betrokkenheid by die laaste presidentsverkiesing van sameswering aangekla. Manafort en Rick Gates, 'n gewese kollega wat ook verlede jaar in die Trump veldtog gehelp het, staan tereg op 12 aanklagtes. Van die aanklagtes is onder meer 'n sameswering om aan geldwasery deel te hê en dat hulle ongeregistreerde agente van 'n vreemde land was. Albei het hulle reeds aan die federale speurdiens oorgegee. En dan ten slotte, vroue in Saudi-Arabië sal van aanstaande jaar af die eerste keer toegelaat word om sportstadions te betree. Die ultrakonservatiewe vorstendom beoefen van die wêreld se strengste beperkings op vroue. Die aankondiging het te maak met die ambisieuse hervormings van die magtige kroonprins Mohammed bin Salman wat die vorstendom die afgelope ruk geskit het. Hy het byvoorbeeld ook gelas dat vroue voortaan motors mag bestuur, 'n historiese toeweging wat aanstaande jaar in Junie in werking tree. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
First this morning, and in the wake of their crushing tour victory, Proteas head coach Otis Gibson has now confirmed that Charles Langerveldt will not stay on as the bowling coach for the South African national side. With Langerveldt's contract coming to an end, Gibson himself will take over the bowling coaching role in addition to his duties as head coach. Langerveldt took up the position of Proteas bowling coach back in 2015 following the departure of Alan Donald. Then in rugby, not great news. The Springboks will be without rising star Jean-Luc Dupré for their year-end European tour as the Sharks player recovers from a fractured ankle. Tropica limped off the field after picking up the injury during the side's 33-21 loss to Western Province in this weekend's Currie Cup final. His replacement in the Springboks squad has not yet been announced. The Springboks kick-start their year-end tour on the 11th of November with a clash against Ireland. Then in football, locally, the Premier Soccer League returns tonight as Kaizer Chiefs travel to the Peter Mokaba Stadium. That's to take on Polokwane City. After 9 rounds of action thus far, Chiefs lie 4th on the table with 3 wins and 13 points, while City are 4 points back in 12th place with only 2 wins this season. Also in action tonight, SuperSport take on Golden Arrows. Bloem Celtic face off with Maritzburg United. Then a little further afield, last night Burnley secured their 4th win of the English Premier League season with a narrow 1-0 victory over Newcastle United. The fans were made to wait until the 74th minute for some entertainment as Jeff Hendricks found the back of the net. That was after being left unmarked at the back post. Sticking with European soccer, of course, match day 4 of the Champions League gets underway tonight with some incredible matchups. Chelsea tackling Roma, PSG welcome Anderlecht, while Man United are up against Benfica. And that's where we leave our sport for today.
Well, on that note, let's take one final look at your traffic. And before we get to your traffic, the Department of Energy has announced that the price of petrol is set to increase by only 4 cents per litre for November. Diesel is set to rise between 23 and 27 cents a litre. And this is due to the weakening rand against the dollar and will be effective from tonight at midnight. And looking at those roads in Gauteng, there's been an accident on the N1 highway between Delay Road and the R21. And this is causing heavy delays approaching the scene. And moving to the Western Cape and Ottery, where on the M5 northbound, there's a lot of congestion building between Ottery Road and the N2 interchange. Well, that's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, let's quickly take a last look at your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Tuesday. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect a nice summer's day with warm temperatures, and certain areas can also expect some cloud cover. However, for Cape Town, you can expect a warm start to your Tuesday, but from 3 p.m. onwards, temperatures are said to be dropping, bringing with it hopefully some chances of rain as well. Your temperature, Polokwane 10 grade minimum en 'n maximum 28, Mbombela ook 10-28, Pretoria 12-30, Johannesburg 12-28, Mahikeng 16-31, as ook Klerksdorp 16-31, Kimberley 18 vanoggend en 'n warm 33 later, Bloemfontein 14-32, Richards Bay 18 en 'n maximum van 30, Pietermaritzburg 15-32, Durban 19-27, Mthatha 15 and a very, very hot 36 degrees later on today, East London 22-32, Cradock 17 with a maximum of 36 degrees and some showers expected, Port Elizabeth 19-29, George 17 with a maximum 32 degrees and thunder showers, Sutherland 13-29, also with some thunder showers expected, Cape Town 15-27, partly cloudy and a couple of thunder showers later on today expected, Worcester 15-36, Springboks 16-31 and Uppington on 20 minimum with a maximum very, very hot 35 degrees later on today. And that's a wrap of your weather right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Tuesday morning.
Well, your Tuesday morning continues here inside the studio. Now, in the past couple of years, we've been treated to fantastic renditions of covers by Anecdote, of course, one of our fan favorites here on Expresso. But today, for the very first time, we're being treated to a television exclusive of their first original song called My Best Friend. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Today's the day you're dressed all in white, walk down the aisle, and now you're my wife, 'cause we both made our vows, gave each other rings and a kiss. soon we will dance cheek to cheek. We'll be so close, your heart will be punching me in the chest, and I'll hold you for all of my days. What a gift. I'm married today to my best friend. You're my best friend. What a blessing that I get to journey through life holding hands with my best friend. No more goodnight emojis, although that was fun. I'd rather turn over and say goodnight to the one who I'll spend my life loving till death do us part. If you give it to me, I'll carry the heart of my best friend. You're my best friend. I wanna be where you are, the best adventure by far, living life with my best friend. Get lost in conversation for hours, or just lie in my arms and say nothing at all. As we grow old together, I know that deeper in love I will fall with my best friend. You're my best friend. You say I'm perfect for you, well, you're perfect for me, and as two become one, we're a new family. You're my wife and my best friend.
Absolutely beautiful, and what a privilege it is to hear it here first. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And that came from your heart and your pen, sir.
Yeah, I knew I always wanted to do a flash mob at my wedding.
Yeah?
A small flash mob with my Akka family. And so, yeah, I decided to write this song for my wife, or my fiance at the time, and then she became my wife. And it was, yeah, it was one of those hugely nerve-wracking moments in one's life, and her sister was sitting right behind her, bawling her eyes out, and so I got distracted and almost lost my words. Then the power went out. It was quite a dramatic scene, but at the end of the day, it was really special.
Oh, magical stuff, upgrading from those emojis to real-life emojis. Listen, where can people catch you guys performing live, especially now with the upcoming festive season?
Yeah, well, the big thing we want to push, SA's Got Talent. We are in the semi-finals this Sunday, so we want some votes. For anyone who likes us, please vote for us. We'd love to get to the finals the following Sunday. And then Kirstenbosch on the 17th of December, we are opening for the Cape Town Carols, so that's really exciting.
Fantastic, that's going to be great. Well, thank you so much once again for making our day so much more beautiful with your great music, and I hope that you enjoyed it too at home. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Facebook page, and we'll see you after this break.
Get a taste of the smooth life and win when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, weekly giveaways of Fujifilm Instax cameras, Daniel Klein His and Hers watches or travel vouchers. You could also win the grand prize of a trip for two to the Maldives and stay at the luxurious Adoran Resorts. Visit tropica.co.za for info and T's and C's.
back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Travel Tuesday. And while everybody's idea of a dream holiday may differ, with BP Feel My Festive competition, no destination is out of reach. By swiping your Avios card when you fill up with 400 Rand or more at BP, you automatically stand a chance of winning a dream holiday. Now, travel bloggers Lauren and Vaughan Manuel McShane from the Travel Manual, they're in studio to tell us what they would do if they won 300,000 Avios points, because that's what someone is going to win. Good morning. Good morning. You two are, you know, avid travel bloggers. You guys do it on the regular. What are some of the destinations 300,000 Avios points can get you?
Actually, pretty much. Pretty much anywhere. I feel like 300,000 points is massive. Aside from really far destinations like Canada and I think North America, which is slightly more, pretty much any city in the world, and I think you can stay for about 7 to 10 days because it will include the hotel.
Now,
so
my next question is this for one or for two? For two. For two.
For two people.
You don't want to travel alone.
Yeah, no. It would be for both of us for sure.
Now, I have to ask you, if you could now daydream, if you was told, you know, you just received 300,000 Avios points, where would the two of you decide to go?
So Lauren and I are always jet setting off everywhere else. We're going to Europe or Asia or come we may, and we've always really spoken about focusing on our own continent, so focusing on Africa, and one of the destinations we'd love to go is Morocco. So we'd use our 300,000 points to fly into Marrakesh, visit the souks, drink Moroccan tea, and after the long flight, of course, enjoy that traditional hammam bath experience. Yeah, I think definitely Morocco is the place.
No, that sounds absolutely exciting. Now, I need to ask the two of you, because you're always on an adventure. Where is the next place the two of you are planning on going?
I think our next stop is actually going to be Qatar. So, and it will be Sans our toddler. It will be the two of us, and we'll be in Doha for 4 nights. And usually we just fly into Doha and we fly out, but this time we're actually going to be doing some exploring.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us and sharing your thoughts on what you would do with 300,000 Avios points. And Lauren, as you said, there's so much you can do for two, of course, because you don't want to travel alone. But thank you for joining us this morning. It's always great having you on Expresso.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if you don't have an Avios card, all you need to do is collect one from the participating BP station, register it on avios.com, and start accumulating those entries by simply filling up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP. And if that wasn't enough, from the 1st of November, you can also win some amazing prizes like Cellini travel bags or Canon camera sets by spending 50 Rand or more at any participating BP Express shop. But for more info and T's and C's, visit expressoshow.com or bp.co.za.
Well, let's continue on that trend of Travel Tuesday and test out your travel smarts. Of course, if you're a geography lover or a travel lover, this one's for you. It's called Where in the World. We show you some beautiful pictures and, of course, give you some great clues and then see whether you can guess where our mystery destination is.
Yeah, and we've given it a Halloween spin for today. Just take a look at that. Scary in itself. So this morning we're looking for the name of a region known for medieval towns, mountainous borders, castles, and a Gothic fortress related to the legend of Count Dracula. So in popular culture, the mystery region is mainly known as the seat and origin of Count Dracula. The vampire story by Bram Stoker obviously is based on a local nobleman, Vlad III, known as the Impaler, known for his cruelty.
What a terrible name. What a terrible name. But also, this region is home to the Astra Museum, which is the second largest open-air museum in the world, with over 300 houses and buildings, including watermills, windmills, fruit and oil presses. There you can see them. And did you also know that this region is also home to a number of resort towns famed for their therapeutic waters? In fact, they say that the mineral mud and warm salty waters of these thermal springs are known to cure infertility and arthritis.
Wow. That's just how Count Dracula lures you in and now go to sleep, my lovely. Oh, I love that, man. Looks like a beautiful destination. If you think you know where it is in the world, let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page.
All right, well, right now I would like to welcome you to our set of Expresso After Dark. Yes, because why? It is Halloween. Gabriela Esposito in the studio right now showing us how to make delicious treats. If you are going to be celebrating Halloween and you want to do something special, maybe fun for the kids as well, she's got just the thing. Gabriela, wow. Look at this. Cobwebs everywhere, spiders, little bats.
So
That's
exciting.
Awesome, man. Okay, cool. So here, this is pretty black popcorn.
Yes. It's actually made with activated charcoal. So we thought of doing things that's actually really easy. I think a lot of people, the biggest thing is just go and grab candy. But there's so many treats you can do that are so easy to make at home. You might as well do it yourself, and it seems like a lot more effort, and it looks pretty cool.
Right. Okay. Well, let's start. Where are we going to go?
Well, let's do the activated charcoal popcorn quickly. It's really easy. So all you do is you make normal popcorn.
Okay.
Take half a cup of popcorn with a little bit of oil in your pan.
Yep.
You kind of swirl it around while it pops. Add some salt and 2 heaped teaspoons of activated charcoal, which you can get from most health stores.
Right.
So that's literally.
And it's not going to change like the taste.
No, it barely tastes like anything. And activated charcoal is actually really good for your digestive system. So you're actually getting a healthy snack.
It's good popcorn. That's really good popcorn.
I'm glad you.
Okay. Right. Now for this bark.
Yes, we have chocolate scary bark.
Okay.
Yeah. So all we have here is melted dark chocolate. So all we've done is melted. You can in the microwave, or you can do on a double boiler.
Okay.
Just for safer reasons. Otherwise, microwave, it's very easy to burn.
So I see you've lined it obviously with some cling film.
Yes, with some cling film, because I'll show you now. Because all we want to do is we're going to pour it in here, and then we're going to top it with our choice of toppings. We've got some scary gummy eyes and some chocolate, and we've got a whole lot of little candy things that we can put in.
And of course, these things are everywhere right now, given it is Halloween, and yeah, you can find them anywhere.
Pretty much anywhere, yeah.
Flatten them out a little bit, and then it's all about just decorating it.
Exactly. So all we're going to do is just kind of put it on top, and then all that you do is this pops into the fridge, and you allow it to set. And then once it's set, all you do is, the reason why I put the cling film in is, all you have to do is just
to take it
lift
out, yeah.
And then you have to just slice it into bark.
Okay, right. So let's decorate that quickly. Let's see how we go.
So we'll just do some eyes.
Okay, so randomly.
Just randomly, because you're going to cut them into bark anyway. So it's quite, you literally can go.
Our little brains. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's anything like that that your child or that you like to eat.
Yeah.
We're not judging if this is for you, not your children.
Look, man, I would so smash that, so to speak. Listen, the keyword is treat. SMS that to 33728. That's treat to 33728 if you really want to go all out for Halloween and make something kind of different as well. But look how cool the end product looks, eh?
I know, it looks awesome, and it tastes so delicious. And again, it's done within like 10 minutes. So
yeah.
What a win.
What a win. Awesome, Gabby. So that's basically leave it in the fridge.
Leave it in the fridge.
Take it out and then kind of cut it up into pieces.
Yeah, into shards. So you can think of it as,
broken glass.
I was just about to say that, but I was like...
Broken glass. You couldn't find the words, but it's okay. Some activated charcoal. What? Activated charcoal?
Popcorn.
Popcorn, there we go. And some awesome, scary-looking bark, i.e. shattered glass. Whatever, Gabby. The keyword is treat. SMS that to 33728. That's treat to 33728. I think it's a great idea, especially to make this for the kids.
Oh, yes.
Check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Easy as that.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Well, if you've left your Halloween planning till the last minute, then have no fear, because our DIY Princess Zoe is here with some really great decorating ideas. She's got some spectacular ideas to share with you.
There's Halloween decorating, and then there's DIY creative Halloween decorating. If you want to spook up your home this Halloween, there are so many ideas out there, and one of them should leave your guests screaming. Whether you've caught the DIY bug from creating your kid's Halloween costume, or you're trying it out for the very first time, I've got a few enchanting tips and tricks for Halloween that will trick out your home perfect for the scariest day ever. For today's scary how-to, you will need an ice cube tray, plastic spiders, some water, straws, mandarins, a black Sharpie pen, chocolate chip cookies, vanilla icing, red food coloring, and mini marshmallows. Here's a quick and easy way to spookify your Halloween meal. I'm talking about spider ice cubes. They're so simple and oh so creepy. All you need is an ice cube tray, water, and some plastic spiders. Fill the ice cube tray with water, add your plastic spiders, and freeze overnight. Time to reveal and serve in your favorite beverage. I like the idea of serving it in a clear drink so you can really show off your spider ice cubes. But be sure to serve them with a straw, just in case the ice melts and the spider becomes loose, it doesn't become a choking hazard for your guests. Shouldn't your snack also dress up for the occasion? My biggest issue with Halloween food is it often looks great but it hardly tastes that great. Today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious Dracula denture cookies. To get started, cut each cookie in half. Tint the white icing with some red food coloring and add that icing to the halved cookies. Place the mini marshmallows around the curved edge of your cookie to create the teeth effect. For additional support, add more marshmallows behind the teeth. Top with remaining halves and insert 2 almond slithers in between teeth for fangs. This impressive Halloween snack will not only serve as great table decor, but will also have all of your guests hooked from the first bite. And for those of us crunched for time, adding a bit of festive flair to our home may be as simple as taking a black Sharpie and doodling a few spooktacular designs on everyday objects like mandarin oranges. Still worried about Halloween decorations? Don't worry, we've got you covered with the latest gags. Some are simplistic, others a little bit more delicate, but they are all enchanting. To view more of our how-to videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any suggestions, head on over to our Facebook page and drop me a message. Oh, well, I hope you enjoyed that Halloween-inspired DIY. Now, we are also getting inspired and motivated by all you out there that have joined the 7-week Woolies #StartsWith challenge. So we thought we'd share some of the greatest personal triumphs that you have posted about. Now, our first one comes from Laura Gwen Prettyjohn, who got Monday motivation moving by sharing her morning workout stats. Now, a vigorous morning run is definitely a great step to start with. Now, keep going, Laura Gwen. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And this post from Keisha Gomba shows that even if there are challenges in your way, it's still worth it to do it and to persevere and to achieve your goals. Now, talking about her broken leg, she says that this is just a temporary obstacle. It will pass in the Almighty's presence, and I will continue the #StartWith challenge with the same determination I started with. Now, the nutritious meals that she has been enjoying certainly shows that she is serious about serving and seeing this challenge through to the end, and we wish you a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Now, you see, it is easy to join this #StartsWith challenge. Simply go to Facebook and search Woolworths Start With Challenge, then click join and be part of the community that is motivating each other to share their journeys to a better them #StartsWith. Now, you can also SMS the keyword starts with to 33728 to get the event link sent straight to your phone. Those SMSs will only cost you R1.50. No free SMSs apply, but those T's and C's are available.
Well, stay around with us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we come back, we've got a good one for all aspiring fashion designers out there. We'll be sharing some tips on how to weave and thread your way through the industry.
And then we're going to get back into the kitchen to whip up a delicious chilled chai tea. Sounds amazing. Stick around.
Ever wanted to visit a snowy winter wonderland, or is relaxing on a tropical island more your thing? You can visit your ideal destination when you win one of 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 15 December with #BP Fuel My Festive. Enter the competition by visiting a BP fuel station and swiping your Avios card when you spend R400 or more. Sign up for your Avios card for free at BP and get your entries in to win big with #BP Fuel My Festive.
Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, international fashion design is a $1.5 trillion industry responsible for the livelihood of millions of people. And here in South Africa, business is booming as countless individuals try to make their way into the design space. But how does one do it successfully? Now, that's the question that we're tackling today in the How-To Fashion Guide. And here to offer some valuable insight is CEO and founder of Lysoft, Shana Rosenthal. Shana, so good to have you on our Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here. I'm so happy to have you here this morning because we have some very successful fashion designers in our country, and I think a lot of people look at these success stories and they think it happened overnight. But put it into context for us. How does one become a fashion designer?
So, you know, I think the most important thing that one should consider is you have to have that that determination, that drive to begin with. And I think very much so in the fashion industry and where we are currently is we are really engaging with the changes in our environment. Okay, so I don't think that you can always, it's always good enough to just focus on one aspect being fashion per se. It's got to be the business of fashion, because how do you monetize it?
Absolutely.
So I think the first, and I think it's something that we have enjoyed because we are really retail and design, that is the school, and most recently having sold to Stadio and being part of that environment and that group who I was just chatting to Chris, for example, yesterday, talking about how do we create that cross-pollination, really? How do we create in that multiversity? How do we create that diversity for these kids so that they are able to be broadly educated? So the way in which they enter the environment to begin with is not just one-dimensional, but multi-dimensional. And that multi-varsity is vital. It's about doing maybe a bit of a module at Lysoft where we are brilliant at design and retail thinking, and maybe another module that they are doing at a Mill Park University, which is more about the business of. So how do we cross-pollinate? How do we take, for example, after where we're looking at film and we're looking at multimedia, and we are going to monetize and be able to commercialize the business. So how do you take one person and give that one person that diversity that they're entering the workspace and they're able to tackle whatever comes their way? They have some kind of broader knowledge, and I think that's where that's hopefully that's the dream. That's the dream. That's where we're going.
I love what you were talking about. It's not just about having a passion for fashion. It's about how do I make money? How do I monetize it? There's a complete sphere that's involved in it as well.
And if you look at the millennials today, I mean, my kids are plugged in. Ears, they plugged into the music. I was chatting to Nick earlier. We've got the music going. We've got the TV on, or their films. They're watching movies, and they're learning. How do they do that? That's how they are. That's how they do it. In fact, that's the way they do it. And I think we have to be in a position to understand our audience, to be able to tap into our audience and say, you know what? We hear you. We understand how you need this multidiscipline. We understand how you need this diversity, and you need to be able, it's just no longer one-dimensional. You've got to invite that audience in and say, I hear you, and I can do that with you.
We certainly do hear you. Thank you so much, Shana, for being here. Of course, CEO of Lysoft, and behind the scenes look at what it takes to become a fashion designer. Now, someone else feeling fashionable today is me. I'm wearing the newest collection by Woolworths, Style by SA, one of the most anticipated collections to hit our shores. Now, if you'd like to support proudly South African design, which we should all be doing, why don't you head over to www.woolworths.co.za to check out this stylish collaboration. The Style by SA capsules are also available at Sandton, Rosebank, Centurion, Canal Walk and Westville Pavilion stores nationwide.
So how does this sound? Chai and coffee ice cube combined with fresh chilled clover milk, all right? That, my Expresso family, is just one of the few secrets to making your very own iced chai tea or cafe latte in the comfort of your own home for those hot summer days.
Oh, it sounds amazing, and it is the season for sweet frozen drinks and frozen delights served in a tall glass of fresh and creamy fresh milk. Well, that sure will hit the spot.
Get a kick of coffee or a spicy twist in refreshing chai tea or coffee ice cubes made with just 5 ingredients. You'll need Clover full cream milk, instant coffee, water, tea bags, brown sugar, fresh ginger and spices. To make the chai latte cubes, add water to a saucepan and combine the whole spices as well as the sugar. Bring this to a boil and remove from the heat so the spices can steep. Return to the heat and add the tea bags. Let this steep for 5 minutes to brew the tea. Next, drain the mixture to remove the whole spices and tea bags and pour the mixture into an ice cube tray. Place in the freezer until set. Next is making the coffee ice cubes. In a small container, brew the instant coffee with hot water until its desired strength. Stir roughly to dissolve any particles and pour the coffee into an ice cube tray. Place in the freezer until set. To create the refreshing drink, pour Clover full cream milk into the glasses. Add whichever ice cubes you'd prefer to the milk and enjoy comforting flavors in a delicious chilled out way. Clover full cream milk is of the highest quality and freshness. It's no wonder it's the #1 milk brand in South Africa and a nutritious drink you can enjoy all year round. Made with love by Clover.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Now, while food is definitely one of our biggest guilty pleasures, we all know that it is there primarily to fuel our bodies and to nourish them. And most of our health issues can actually be traced back to what we eat. So Lisa Raleigh, our wellness expert, takes a closer look at how we can improve our digestion and boost our overall health.
Digestion is one of the least discussed areas of wellness, and yet it is a fundamental requirement for a healthy body. Lisa Raleigh shares her tips to achieve healthy digestion.
Many of us put a lot of effort into all different areas of our health. So that goes for your exercise routine, your nutrition plan, skincare routine, your sleep regime. But not a lot of effort and emphasis is placed on our digestive systems. Every element of our body's functioning is actually directly related to one's digestion. So it's a very, very important part of one's functioning of your body. The better your digestion is, the better your overall health. Healthy bacteria is where gut health starts. These are called probiotics, and this is what makes up your immune system, of which 80% are found in the gut. A healthy gut has approximately 1.5 kilograms of good bacteria. But you know, every day we're killing them off with things like processed and GMO foods, cigarettes, alcohol, antibiotics, pollution. So that's why it's so important to take a probiotic to make sure that you keep the balance of good bacteria in the gut.
Signs of an unhealthy digestive system include bloating and can also be seen in irregularities in the stool, such as visible undigested food, frequently floating stools, as well as experiencing difficulty in passing stools. Fortunately, there's help to achieve good gut health.
High fiber and gelatinous products can really support gut health. Glucomannan, which is known in Japan as the broom of the intestines, and it's a gel-like substance that absorbs a lot of water and it expands and forms this bulky fiber in the stomach. This fiber is then expelled from your body using the natural route. This cleansing effect has been said to have a huge impact on medical woes, things like reducing one's cholesterol, helping to balance blood sugar levels in type 2 diabetics, and constipation. The best way for me to explain it to you is to actually show you. So here is my glucomannan experiment. I've simply opened up 2 capsules. Here goes the third, and then add a little bit of water, and then stir it every couple of minutes. So this is the exact experiment that I did 3 hours ago. And as you can see, it has formed a beautiful gel-like substance. If I turn it up, that is what happens. And this is exactly what would happen inside your gut. It would form this gel-like substance and it would literally scrape your colon clean, ready for elimination. So pretty awesome, huh? Disease aside though, one of the worst offenders of poor digestion is chronic stress.
Chronic stress leads to hormone release that impairs digestion in the long term. Exercise and healthy eating, as well as stress release, can improve the balance in the gut.
Certain foods can really improve gut health, like beetroot and leafy greens, cinnamon, a glass of water 15 minutes before every meal, and fenugreek tea. Considering that most of us haven't quite mastered a mostly raw, unprocessed and well-chewed diet, taking a digestive enzyme is a really good strategy in making sure that you get those enzymes just as nature intended. You can take them in a capsule form, or you can simply cut them open and sprinkle them over food for quicker absorption.
Don't ignore what your tummy is trying to tell you. Take care of your gut health so you can feel and look your best inside and out.
Biogen, for the results you want.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks, but don't stray too far. Go and recharge that coffee cup. Then we're going to take you back to the box office. JP, Sebastian and I are going to come to terms with another remake. It's Flatliners.
And then this handsome-faced DJ Lloyd is in the house. And after the break, we're talking about how he's helping to build future leaders.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're back with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. And we've got entertainment reporter and founder of the YouTube channel, The A1, in studio with us today to give us the lowdown on all things Pan-African entertainment news. Her name is Moyeen, and she's here. How are you, darling?
Good, how are you?
I'm so good. Listen, I can't be as good as the people that won big at the Radio and Television Personality Awards.
Yeah, it took down in Ghana this past weekend. And it's, like you said, really celebrates radio and TV presenters and personalities and those in that industry. And the big winner of the night was Nana Anamoa.
Nana Anamoa.
Yeah, she's actually, you know, she's a news reporter. There we go. She's a news reporter. And I think it was really nice because I think sometimes entertainment reporters get a lot of the public shine. Yeah. So it was really nice to see a news reporter kind of get the credit that she deserves. And she won big, winning 2 awards on the night. So shout out to her.
Cool. Yeah. But earlier on, we talked about Bonang that was at the Lagos
Lagos Fashion Week. We're going to talk about that actually quite next.
Who else was there?
Well, Davido has a capsule collection.
Really?
He does. And you seriously want a piece from the collection.
The game,
and I love the fact that he completely surprised everyone. So he has a capsule collection with Orange Culture, which is a menswear brand. Yeah. And it is in Selfridges, a really prestigious store in London. Yeah. And so he actually showed at Lagos Fashion and Design Week, which Bonang was at. And it was great to see him come and be a fashion designer for once. It was actually really cool to see. So shout out to him as well.
He is doing so well.
He is.
I really am proud of him.
He's owning it. He's doing his 30 billion tours doing incredibly as well. So shout out to him.
And we must not forget about Namibia. What's big news? I was hearing stories though.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that's happening in Namibia. All right, so in Namibia, Omarion, international musician Omarion, was supposed to, well, he did perform. But the thing is that he arrived and he did not attend the press conference. So because of that, Namibians boycotted the entire concert. There's barely anyone there. And a lot of people are actually celebrating this. A lot of other Africans are celebrating this. Other Nigerians, South Africans.
5 people there.
I know. So, I don't know. I'm kind of weird about it because he said he was really, really tired from his flight. His manager apologized, and that's why he couldn't make the press conference. So is that reason to boycott an entire concert?
That's crazy.
I don't know. That's a bit
Namibians
hectic.
are like hardcore.
Don't mess with them at all. Like,
don't mess.
Right? Yeah.
So he had an ice box, now he has no box.
Hey? One of his old tracks. Nice one, Leah.
Wow.
Nice one.
Moyeen, thank you so much for having us. For being here, of course. And of course, if you want to follow Moyeen, go to YouTube at the A1 TV or go to the socials at the A1 TV.
Well, thank you very much, ladies. Now, celebrities hold a lot of influential power in the modern age, and we certainly do need them to set a good example for our young people out there in terms of the goals that they need to set for themselves, as well as the direction that they need to lead this country in the future. And joining us this morning, ahead of the 5th season premiere of Future Leaders, a show which sees celebrities mentor troubled youths with potential for excellence on SABC1 tonight, is the one and only, one of the hardest working brothers in the industry out there, Mr. Live Out Your Dreams, DJ Lloyd.
How are you, brother?
Good to have you, man. Good to have you, man.
It's always good to be here.
Fresh off the jet.
No
Fresh off the jet.
Fresh off the economy.
No, it's good to have you here, man. And as part of a season of show that is doing such amazing work. Let's quickly tell me about, for those that don't really know show Future Leaders, the interventions and the guidance methods that all of these mentors use to guide these young people out of their troubled times.
Yeah, so Future Leaders premieres tonight, 9 p.m. on SABC1, and the show is really about garnering young people, you know. And I think the interventions that we kind of use is realizing that young people sometimes have a lot of lead time to get up to trouble. You know what they say about the devil finds work for idle hands. So we kind of try and get in there, in that space, to make sure that we're first and foremost occupying them with projects. So every single person within the Future Leaders setup, you'll see that there are young youth around the country who've all got projects that they need to intervene within their communities.
Okay.
So more specifically in Cape Town, my mentee is going to be putting on a commemoration race in Khayelitsha, because about a year ago there were 8 youths who died in Khayelitsha from taking part in underage drinking.
Wow.
So we're going to have this race. It's going to be a full-on cycling race around Khayelitsha. And basically that's how we're intervening to make sure that these young youth are not also partaking in underage drinking.
That's incredible, man. And so did mentorship play a crucial role in your life and in where you are right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't mentored by a number of people who've played a huge role in my life. You know, you need to have people to bounce off. You need to have people to ask the right type of questions. I mean, even you, I ask you questions at times.
We talk about it.
Yeah, you need guidance and you need to share stories. So mentorship has been huge.
Yeah. Tell me about the kind of style that you are going to be taking in order to mentor your mentee. Because, I mean, like I said, you're one of the hardest working brothers I know in the industry, so I can only assume that you'll have a very rigid line to follow. There's very little room for forgiveness. But that's just from me knowing you. From me knowing you, but how are you going to go about it?
It's kind of a bit of both. I tend to, I have a hero complex. I have a big brother complex. So even with my mentee, it's all about just being there for her in some spaces and making sure that her livelihood is all right, family, school, and then obviously into the project itself. The project, I'm very rigid. I want us to get stuff done when we say we're going to get it done. And also just holding them to their responsibilities, because also youth that are responsible and are aware of their responsibilities know the power that they hold.
Yeah, and massive big ups to you, man, for mentoring a young lady as well. I guess putting that conversation forward as well, because I think it's also important that we as elder brothers and influential people in the community do take on the responsibility of mentoring our young ladies as well.
Definitely. Thank you very much, brother.
Excellent, man. So that's SABC 1, the season premiere, 5th season premiere of Future Leaders tonight at 9 p.m. And it'll be that way for the next couple of weeks, man. Can't wait to see the journeys.
Thank you very much. 13 weeks. Check it out, SABC 1.
Yeah, man. And how's that billion coming out? You stacking it high.
Hey, man, I'm trying. It's a couple of rands. It's here. It's
coming. Well, check it out tonight on SABC 1, as I said, 9 p.m. Future Leaders.
So yes, it is Halloween, and this Friday at the movies, the horror genre resurrects a classic story of medical meddling at the edge of the hereafter. I'm talking about Flatliners, and it remakes the 1990s hit version, this time around with Diego Luna, Nina Dobrev, and Ellen Page as the med students pushing the line between life and death, unwittingly unlocking paranormal forces beyond their understanding and, of course, control. Here's a look at Flatliners.
Whatever's happening to us, these hallucinations, these hauntings, whatever it is, it's only gonna get worse. And until we figure it out, until we figure out what to do, whatever killed her is gonna kill all of us too.
Perfect for Halloween, but let us find out, is Flatliners flatlining? Mr. JP Sebastian, what's the prognosis?
Preserve all... Yes, I get it, Graham. You're doing the doctor thing.
Try to smile.
He's so keen. You really enjoyed the
I love
it,
but it was the original Brat Pack. You know, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts. They were the superstars of the era, and it was an incredible film.
It's pretty novel, the idea as well, which in case you're interested, since you're watching, these medical students decide they could make this breakthrough and like become landmark doctors if they see what happens to the brain during like this transmission into the afterlife. So
the moment of,
they purposely take themselves, like you said, to the edge and then bring each other back. And yeah, hope that they can get some sort of neurological data about what that light at the end of the tunnel is and what it all means.
And of course, when they do that, they bring something else back with them, and they keep pushing those boundaries. We know the premise of the film.
Out of control.
I think the first one really did tap into some deep fears that all of us have, maybe from a religious sense.
I can tell you kept your friends awake for like days.
Yeah, and then it was a nerve-wracking
conversations. Okay, like, what if, man? I mean,
and does this achieve the same thing? Because obviously you've got every trick in the book here in terms of graphics, but from a storyline, from the way that it's
you've got
shot,
the nostalgia you can lean on and all that kind of stuff. So, like, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to blame the actors for anything, because I like Ellen Page and Diego Luna. You would have seen in the last Star Wars movie, not The Force Awakens, Rogue. Anyway, he's a great actor. They're proven and whatnot. But it's first confused in what it wants to be. It's horror in name, but really only like gets to being scary maybe an hour in. Before all that, that, it's like a lot of suspense. So like there's a great build-up to, ooh, you know, what are going to be the implications and whatnot. But you don't get any of these sort of prolonged hauntings. The other thing, by the way, is that all these characters have in their pasts something that they're not necessarily proud of, something they regret, something they resent,
as
some
all
guilt.
humans do. Yeah.
And so that never ever comes across in the character either. Like no one feels like tortured for the reason they're doing this. No one's like the mad scientist who's like, I need to know, I need to have peace in my life and whatnot. So by the last 20 minutes in the movie, they're trying to tie, like I said, in a way, all these genres together, whether it's a suspense, a thriller, a slasher, a medical drama, or just a horror. It doesn't do any of those things kind of convincingly and becomes a bit garbled.
Just one word answer quickly. Are we ever going to see a remake that's worth its salt?
No.
Okay, so that's with that under the book. How many popcorns, bro? How many popcorns? Lay it down. What's the prognosis?
Made me less interested in the afterlife and more how you get there. So 3.5 out of 10.
3.5 out of 10.
Just interested in the dying part during the movie.
Flatliners is flatlining. No, I think it will appeal to some people, and it does make for, I think, a nice accessible way to spend your Halloween Friday night.
Conversation starter.
It's a conversation starter. So you can let us know what you thought of it on our social media platforms. Go and check it out at your closest new Metro cinema. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll see you in a sec.
Find the best entertainment at new Metro cinemas. It's your scene.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. We're about to say our fond farewell. And speaking of farewells, of course, 2017 has seen Johnny Clegg's decision to finally hang up his guitar as he embarked on a farewell tour throughout the world. And he is slowly approaching the final performance. And we have decided to just refresh your memories of this incredible artist with a Did You Know fact of Johnny's every day, paired with a competition for those in Johannesburg that might see you and a friend attend the biggest farewell performance you have ever seen. It's actually heartbreaking to take it on board. So today's fact, after the great success of Julia and co-musician Sipho Mchunu, they formed Savuka, the hit group, and the group's hard work and tenacity finally paid off when they got, for their debut album back in 1989, they sold over 1 million copies. I want to know, in '89. I want to see another South African do that. Famous for hits like Asimbongana and Scatterlings of Africa. They were nominated for a Grammy in 1993. Truly phenomenal. So those are today's facts. And of course, you have the opportunity to go and see him live. We want you to enter onto our Facebook page and reply to the competition post by telling us what is your favorite memory of one of Johnny Clegg's songs and why. The competition closes on Friday the 3rd of November, and all the terms and conditions apply. Get on it, because we've got a lot of entries, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Word. Wow. In '89. And the thing is, like, I've had the pleasure of seeing him live before. When he performs, you know every single Johnny Clegg song. Like, you never even thought you knew it, but the lyrics come to you in our DNA, you know what I mean? Man. Yeah. We all love it so much, yeah. So good luck if you're entering the competition. Oh my God! What the? Hey! Come on! Oh, I'm out of here. God!
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.